Good morning. It is June the 12th, 2025, coming to you from LaSpezia, Italy. And once again, there sits back the Sun Princess, which I just got off of. And I am taking a Zodiac Tour today on this boat. It seats eight people, I think. And it's a 3-hour tour, much like the one that Gilligan took. But I hope that this one makes it back in time. So here is the information. It says 2.5 hours, you can see right here. And it's a 3-island tour. And it's 3 beaches that they take you to. And you can see the beaches there, right there, the islands. I'm not going to try to pronounce the words of those islands, but you can see that this Zodiac pulls right up on the beach. And you can read it here in English right here. It says, enjoy a magical time on board as you explore the hidden gems of the Gulf of Poets from the sea. From the charming fishing villages and Portovirna to the 3 islands or the coastal pearls of some other name, discover secret cove accessible only by boat. Take the opportunity to enjoy some free time ashore, snorkeling through picturesque villages, soaking in the local atmosphere, or simply relaxing by the sea. So this is their 2.5 tour. It cost it's 60 euros per person. That turns out to be about maybe $68 US dollars. And you can get a discount, and they'll give you a 10% discount off. And so this actually ended up costing about $58. But it is going to be very good here. You can see the cannons right there at the waterfront. LaSpezia is really, really nice. And so, till then, getting ready to get on the Zodiac. Till then, subscribe to my channel. You all have
This one is a quarry for the extraction of the marble. This marble is unique in the world. His name is Portoro, and it's a black marble with golden strips inside. It was extracted 40 years ago for building churches and villas, in particular in the north of Italy. Later in Porto Venere, you will be able to see St. Peter's Church that was built with this marble. Anyway, today all the islands are inside the UNESCO site, so are protected. It's a natural reserve. So fortunately, today all the quarries that are on the island are completely closed. Okay. And it's a fortune. If they were still open, I think that today the island disappeared completely.
So once again, coming to you from LaSpezia, Italy, here on the Zodiac boat.
This beautiful statue is called Stella Maris, Star of the Sea. It was built 80 years ago for advertising the navigators that under the water here there is a big rock. Do you see it brown? It was built with the Carrara marble that maybe is the most famous and pure marble in the world, and is extracted behind the hills on the right.
The statue is built of marble 80 years ago.
In the 13th, 20th, and 12th century, by Giotto, Michelangelo, Raffaello, Donatello, a lot of famous Italian art. Pisa. Do you know where there is the Tower of Pisa? Perfect. Pisa is over there where is the fog. Today we cannot see. Anyway, Scola Tower was built for defending the Gulf from the attack of the pirates. It was a strategic point for entering in the Gulf. Today look like this because it was bombed by the Americans during the Second World War.
Americans.
It's still beautiful, no worries. And as you can see, it's the house of many seagulls, birds, and fish under the water. Nothing more. Why? In front of us, we have the first island of the Gulf. His name is and his name is Cadimare, sorry. This one is the second one, and his name is Fezzano.
Fitzano.
I will say some curiosity about all the villages of the Gulf. In particular, do you see that all the houses here are painted with different colors? There are two reasons. The first one is that in the past, you need to know that all the villages here were fishermen villages. They were living of fish. So all the boats were having the same color of the house. The second reason is that when the fishermen were coming back from a fishing day, they were able to recognize the house by the color. Now, every time I say that, I think that they were all drunk. That's why they needed the color for recognizing the house. If I live here 40 years, 20, 30, 10 or so, I think that I can still remember where is it my house. His name is Dino Island. I will say later a story about the island. Let's start here on our right with this beautiful bunker. If you look closer, you can see that it's built with two different materials. The lower part built with the rocks and the top part built with concrete. The reason is that it was built in two different periods. The lower part was built by Napoleon, while the top part was built by the Nazis. Also, the buildings here in front of us were built by the Nazis. But
these were built by the Nazis.
The higher buildings over there. Okay. Those buildings are linked with the story of this island. The story says that in the past here there was a guy, his name was Tino, that's why Tino Island, and Tino was living here alone. Alone he built the lower building that is a church and the top building that was his house. Alone, you need to. And the story continues to say that Tino every night was used to going on the top of the hill and starting a fire for advertising the navigators about the island. That's why today there is a lighthouse on the top. That we'll see much better later.
Lots of seafood.
Also, this island is quite particular because it's a military island. No one can go inside except only one day in all the year that is open for tourism. And the day it's in July. If you If you will go on the rocks and the police, the military police will catch you, you will receive a big fine, amount 500 euros more or less. So it's a suggestion. Not do it. Any problem.
Once again from LaSpezia, Italy, on the Zodiac boat tour, about 50 euros for 2.5 to 3 hours. Basically a private tour. Oh, that's beautiful. Good morning and welcome once again to LaSpezia in the Zodiac. I don't think we're going to crash into this. This guy's a good captain. But look how beautiful this is right here. I think they said there's bats up there. I'm okay not seeing bats. Here we go, back again. We're backing up in LaSpezia. I think that's bats, isn't it? I don't know what it is. I'm flying around. Oh, this is... I'm going to use the word breathtaking because so much marble here in LaSpezia.
You see, there's, I don't know how to call it, to slide on the left. Okay, these things.
A ladder. Yeah, look at that.
It's like a lift. It was used for moving the marble from the top that there was another quarry to the bottom here, and then here there was a crane for moving the marble from here to the boat. And if you look closer, you can still see the pipe of the crane over there. If you scuba dive here, that it's more or less 20 meters, you can still see all the crane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Here in LaSpezia, Italy. So they put all the marble up that ladder with a crane, and the crane is now in the water. And now we're getting ready to go through another cave. I feel like I'm in Venice in a gondola. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at the colors. Holy mackerel. Wow.
Here you are the perfect condition of light,
It is dripping,
darkness, and create this beautiful.
Wow. This is absolutely beautiful right here. Oh, this is awesome. In a little cave here. It's perfect temperature. Look at the colors right there, though. Looks like burgundy and greens and yellows. June the 12th, and I'm taking a Zodiac Tour. 50 euros, and we see some people up there walking.
This one is the St. Peter's Church.
St. Peter's Church.
That was built with the Porto marble.
So they had the marble.
It's free to visit. For me, you must go there.
St. Peter's
It's
Church.
mandatory.
The cruise director here said it's mandatory to visit St. Peter's Church right there.
Skinny.
All the houses are super skinny here.
On here in Porto Venere, in the past it was used to pay the taxes regarding the beam of the house. So they decided to build the house super small beam and super high, with maybe 7th floor inside. For sure the people living here are super skinny too.
Super skinny people here in LaSpezia, Italy. It is June 12th, and there's a bell tower up there, and it's the perfect time. Look right here. It's 11 o'clock, and it is 11 o'clock on June the 12th here right now.
Maybe each one has
Perfect.
2 or 3 floors, but yeah.
So this is fantastic tour right here. Taking a private tour. Just a few people on here on the Zodiac. I highly recommend this tour. When you get off the cruise ship in LaSpezia, you take the free shuttle bus into the terminal, and then you just get off and walk to the left, hug the water, hug the harbor, walk about less than a quarter mile, and then you hit the tours, which I showed you earlier place, and it comes out to about 50 euros a person, and it's a 2.5 to 3 hour tour.
My suggestion for doing a super beautiful picture is that you see the ambulance a little on the higher street. Now it's quite difficult, but the people coming down from the street, okay, from there the view is really beautiful, okay.
Sort of pulling into this. It seems to always be laundry day every Saturday in all these places. They have it hanging out on their windows. Cute little town. And we're pulling up. Get a close-up view of that. Making a little bump here, no? There's the Grand Hotel. This guy is a professional pilot. Subscribe to my channel. You all have a really good day.